Hey, brother teacher again. On the Rhonda Rousey fight against Amanda Nunes about a week ago, um, Rhonda got what she deserved again. That should be a cardinal lesson, ladies and gentlemen. I've said this in time past, and I'm going to say it again. If you have the potential or the capacity to learn every aspect of fighting, then that is what you should be training on. You have to stop being one elemental. And that is apparently what Rhonda Rousey is. She thinks that virtually every fight she has in the ring is going to take her to the ground and put her supposedly in her element. Now, notwithstanding, there are other people who have that element as well as being on the ground. So it's just a matter of who's the better person that day on the ground. But anyway, we should know now, after the Holly Holmes fight that she lost, Rhonda that is, and if we don't know by this recent fight with Amanda Nunes, that Rhonda has some issues with the stand-up game. So I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but in one of my earlier videos when I talked about the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu system only being good on the ground and not standing, I stand on that same argument. And this is a prime example of someone who can only fight in one element. And I say it again, as it relates to the Gracies again, and I'm not beating up on the Gracies. I love the talent that comes from that family, that has emanated over the years from the Gracie family. What I am saying, and I'm saying it explicitly, is that they are one elemental. If you're fighting against someone standing up 2 or 3 minutes, they're going to have a problem. Or if you're fighting against 2 or more people standing up, they are going to have a problem. But anyway, that is not the subject matter of this video. I just use that as an example to back up the statement about Rhonda being only a grappler and not a overall fighter. She got her behind handed to her again. Now, her training is indicative that it was not encompassing boxing or stand-up fighting at all. You could tell that. I mean, if this woman was the champion, I don't care if she was in retirement or semi-retirement for months or even a year or so, it doesn't matter. And she came back in this particular fight, it doesn't matter. What matters is that once you stepped in the ring, all of the skill sets that supposedly you possessed went out the door in less than a minute. And this person who you never fought before, who had the eye of the tiger, decimated you in less than 1 minute. It was ugly. It was terrible to see her have her behind handed to her in such a fashion by this newcomer. She was a champion in her own right, Nunes that is. But to have your behind as the previous champion at some point in time, Rhonda, handed to you by this newcomer, so to speak, is atrocious. Now, I want to say this, and I've said this in time past about humility. Rhonda has always been this narcissistic, egotistical individual in the ring, thinking that her crap don't stink. And of course, we all know now that it does, and that you are just like anyone else. You can be beat. Now, I have an issue with Amanda Nunes just from first impression about the same subject matter, and that is humility. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. When people step in the octagon and the UFC, all of these types of cage fights and so forth, it's all about them. They're not representing martial arts. They are using martial arts for a money purse or a payday. That's the only reason they're there. They're not there because, I want to show the world, how skillful you can become in the martial arts if you dedicate yourself to this particular practice and or art. They're not there for that reason, because most of them don't open up martial arts schools and teach the general public. They're only training camps. They only camps that train future and upcoming fighters to get into the ring and to have their egos swollen as well, so they can have some I guess in their own mind, some feeling that sometime in the future that they will be a future heavyweight, lightweight, middleweight, bantamweight, whatever champion. And that's the only reason these things come into existence, is to just keep swelling egos and to try to build some celebrity. That's basically it. You'll do some commercials, you'll do some covers on Sports Illustrated, you'll have some roles in some major movies and some low budget movies and so forth like that. And to them, they've arrived. But that's not what martial arts is supposed to be about, ladies and gentlemen. It's supposed to be about respect, honor, dignity, courtesy, humility above all. And most of these individuals don't have that. Now, I'm not beating up on the community. You heard me say most of these individuals. So once you open up the door for people to be able to come in and to make a substantial amount of money and to get some press and to get some accolades from their so-called martial arts skills, boxing skills, or MMA skills, once you open up the floodgates, everybody comes in, and you're going to get a little bit of everybody. You're going to even get some people who are very talented in martial arts coming in the doors. But sometimes we're disillusioned, and we're thinking that we're there for the sake of martial arts, and really we're only there for the sake of us. So Nunes, I saw her celebrating in the ring, is what I was going to get to earlier. And she has this tinge of arrogancy about her as well. Now, it could be that she just won something very wonderful in her life, in terms of the championship of the UFC as a female. That could be true. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this again before I get out of here, is that humility, 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 humility is what you should have, not only as a martial artist, but as a human being. When you walk in there and you beat someone, you do it gracefully. When you lose, you do it gracefully. Okay, you do it with respect. You shake the hand of the other individual. You don't walk around doing this, and with your arms out like you can't be beat, as if your crap don't stink either. So I'm hoping that Amanda Nunes does not travel down that same road that Rhonda Rousey did, in thinking that she's the stuff and that there's nobody else out there better than her. So we can all be beat, is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brother Teacher. You let me know what your feelings and your concerns are about this Rhonda Rousey and Amanda Nunes fight is in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back with you in the next video. So long.